Today, we're going to cover some tips you can do as a seller to get your home ready to sell on the market. I'm a real estate agent and a real estate investor in the Littleton, Colorado area, and I'm just going to cover a few tips that I tell people when I meet with them when they want to list their home for sale. And the first thing I tell sellers to do is walk around your house and look at all the deferred maintenance in the place. Do you have holes in the walls? Is your carpet worn or holes in the carpet? Are the light bulbs all working? Just go around and make a note of each room, what looks like you could fix up front that may, help potential buyers walk around and feel good about the house when they're in there. Because if they miss it, the inspectors usually don't. So we always try to make it as smooth as possible up front so we don't have any issues at the end. Now the next tip I give sellers is declutter your home. If you have rooms that are a little smaller and you have a bunch of boxes or a bunch of furniture, try to move all that out. Get a storage place for a while. Or if you have an unfinished basement, you can always kind of put things in a corner, stacked nicely, of course. But just try to open up the rooms for a more open feel. Now, that brings me into my next tip for home sellers, and that's brighten your home. And what I mean by that is we always want to turn the lights on. We just want it open and inviting. And by opening your blinds and turning on the lights just helps add to the effect when buyers are walking through. Now, if the electrical cost is a concern of yours and you don't want all your lights on, then at least make sure all the curtains and all the blinds are open. Just do whatever you can to get some natural light in there, because the last thing you want is just anything that's dark. Even a room with lights in it that's dark, you got to find a way to brighten it up, because it does make a difference for buyers, and we just again want to give them just an open feel when they come into your home. Now the next tip that I go over with sellers is, when was your last updating done? When did you redo your kitchen? When did you redo your bathroom? Well, if you can and you have the money to do it, just a few items can get you a bigger return on your sale. Just things like, even in your kitchen, if you can't afford to do a lot, at least look at your hardware, if you even have any on your cabinets. By just adding hardware or some updated hardware to your cabinets will make the kitchen feel, believe it or not, like it has had some updating. But if you can get any granite in there, if you still have the Formica countertops, you can throw some granite down, and it just screams that the house has been updated. Along with, if you can do the bathroom, do some tile, throw a vanity in there. Go to Home Depot, they have some pre-made vanities for a few $100s that you can put in there. But again, if you have questions on things like that, that's where me on my real estate investor side can kind of help you with that, with my contacts, and also to determine what your good net return is when you spend your money. Anyway, the next tip that I go over is curb appeal. Now, the very first thing that a buyer looks at when they drive up to your house is the curb appeal. I've had many people just roll right along because the home wasn't inviting to them from the first look. So that's the very first focal point that a buyer's going to look at. So go out, make sure you can put some mulch down or some rock, however extreme you want to go there. But get rid of weeds, make sure the lawn's mowed and watered. And put some plants or flowers out there, but just go out and look at your curb appeal and look around your neighborhood and just make sure that your home looks inviting from the minute they pull up, because the curb appeal does make a big difference right away. Now the next thing, as far as a tip for home sellers, and I get asked this question a lot when I go do my listing appointments, is depersonalize the home. So take down all of your family photos or anything that is just very private and just more focused towards the family and such. And the reason why, if you can do all this, the buyers can then put themselves into that home as if it's theirs. They're not looking at your wedding picture or you and your family and your dogs, and they're just seeing somebody else's home and they can't see their own. So that is why you want to depersonalize the home and just put it all in a box, and make sure that box is there as the first thing that you open and unpack when you get your new home. So anyway, just depersonalize the home if you can. Now the last tip that I give home sellers on what they should do is interview a couple of real estate agents before you just hire that one person. And the reason is, the market's been hot, so yes, houses have been selling with probably little or no marketing, but you really want to get an agent that does professional photos, does drone photography, knows how to target and retarget on Facebook, put it out on YouTube and obviously Google and YouTube, but just so they're more of a social marketer, and they don't just go in, and I've seen this where they just take a picture with their cell phone and throw it on the MLS, and believe it or not, that does cost you dollars when you go to sell. So you may be having your friend list your house and they're giving you a deal on doing it, but on the back end they didn't pay for any professional photography, videos, they aren't paying for any retargeting on all the social platforms, and you're missing out on dollars by doing that. So just make sure that they have a full grasp on their marketing plan. I spend at least $1,000 on every home when I list it. It goes up from there depending on the home, but yes, make sure that they do flyers and just know how to get your home out to the masses. So anyway, I hope that all was beneficial for you, and I hope that helped as far as what to do to get your house ready for the market. And if you have any other questions or anything, reach out to me. My contact info will be down below in this video. And if you like what you heard, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like what you heard, give me a thumbs down. And please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date on other videos and such. So anyway, I hope you all have a great day, and we will see you again soon.